Hello there, this is Zaid Al-Shaheed from Team Goodnight, and quick disclaimer, the sound quality is not going to be as good because I'm using my webcam to record this, and my PC makes some noise, so you're going to hear the woo every little bit. Well, what can I say? And this tutorial is targeted towards people who already are familiar with Blender and the game asset creation pipeline, and as well as graphic softwares. For me, I'm going to use Blender and Clip Studio Paint. So let's get going. So today I'm gonna show you how to model a character and unwrap and texture real quick and get the good night look. You are free to do whatever you want. You are free to bring any kind of character you want into the mod. It's your mod. You want to do whatever, you put it there. But if you want to make it a character or an asset that is accurate to the goodnight look, for the texture look and the pipeline that the goodnight asset goes through, that tutorial is for you. Alright, so we're going to model the Tiana. We're going to start with a box, and we're going to go for the couple of subdivisions here to get a nice sphere shape. Alright, so this is the neck hole, and we're going to make it a little bit round. Select all of these vertices. Scale on Z, get it a little bit flat, extrude, scale again. Okay, so we got the neck there, gonna extrude. Alright, so we're getting the chest here. Alright, chest is done, and then the stomach area. We're going to add another loop here, another loop cut to get the chest and the back. Let's do some just shaping things up. Alright, and then we're going to go for the hip. Alright, now we're going to delete half of the model and apply a mirror modifier. Select all the middle vertices and go for clipping to make sure that we're not messing things up. So from here, we're going to have a cut at this area, and halfway here, or it's not halfway, it's just to make this loop in here and close it. Then connect it to this corner of this face. The advantage of this is that we're going to have a loop for the leg without having a loop going all the way up to the whole model. So when we're going to do this, it closed itself. So now we have the how many sides are there? The 8-side face here for the arm, and the 8-side face here for the leg. We're going to select those 4 faces, and we are going to reverse selection, hide to get the look here. It's just to focus on this side and not be concerned on how it flows, because we're going to fix that later. We just need to finalize and focus on here. Okay, this is kind of looking good. Let's make it flat on Z. Alright, we're going to rotate just a little bit. Alright, there you go. Okay, so we're going to select these, everything actually. We're going to select everything, and we are going to rotate in this direction, and we're going to push this one to the back. That's the groins area, and then that is the butt. Alright, so we're going to select all of these, and we are going to extrude. So we got the here, that is the knee, and then go all the way down, and that is where the foot is. Since the Tianak is a baby, we're not, and he's very stylized, we're not gonna go overboard when it comes to how he's gonna look with the feet and everything, and he's not gonna have detailed feet and all of the extra loops, because we want to keep it as optimized as possible. Goodnight asset is extremely optimized as much as we can, especially for the enemies, because we have a lot of bullets on the screen, so we try to keep the characters as optimized as possible. The biggest boss that we have is around how many? 12k tries, I think, which is like really high for us, for what we're trying to do here. So okay, this is all good right now. All right. Okay, so we have all of these faces to do the. All right, we're right there. Oh, we can put it here. Okay, the umbilical cord. I was calculating for that. See how it's gonna go. So yeah, for the main characters, you can go up to 3,000 tries. I think that's a good amount for a main character. For the enemies, try to keep it within 800 tries, and for a boss, yeah, maximum is 12k, and that's it. Don't go more than that. So yeah, we're gonna extrude this part here, and we're gonna rotate. Basically, we're trying to shape up the shoulder here, and we're gonna add another loop to have 4 sides, 4 faces, and here to do the arms. All right, we are gonna hide, reverse everything, hide. Okay, and we're gonna go for vertices, make a round shape. Right, that is good enough. Unhide everything, and we're gonna try to make the mesh. Everything else flows around this. Even if it feels off at first, it's okay. You can just keep on polishing that topology. It's fine. All right, we got the shoulder there. We got the arm coming out pretty well there. We have enough geometry for the deformation of the shoulder. Let's make that flow better. Okay, and we're gonna add another loop just in case. All right. So, and here is the elbow loop, and we're gonna make a forearm, and this is the wrist, and then all of this is the hand. I'm gonna select all of these vertices, push them back, select the middle one, push it in to make a roundish shape. Okay, let's make it a little bit more round. Okay, and smaller, push it back. Tiana arms are very, very short. He's a tiny baby, so we'll try to keep it as small as possible right now. Whoops. Okay. That's it. Okay, I still think that you can go shorter arm. Yeah, that's cute. All right. So next step is to give the joint loops. The joint loops to give proper deformation for the areas of the elbows and the knees, which basically you add these loops. Select this one, X0. I just scaled it on the x-axis to have it flattened in sort of way, like this. And what you're going to do is that the ones on top, you're going to merge to the center, and the ones in the bottom, sorry that, you're going to merge to the center, and the one up front, you select from the one on top and one all the way to the one on the center, X, and dissolve edge. Basically, that's gonna give the topology to shape up the arm, as well as creating the area where the topology is going to collapse on itself when he's bending his arm. So here we're going to space that out, open it up, so it will have enough topology for it to expand when he's bending his arm. You know, like the elbow skin is very loose, so that'll help out. And we're going to apply the same principle here for the knees. So select again the outside, the inside, and since the back is the one that's going to collapse, dissolve edge and give it the shape. So here you have the shape of the thigh coming in, and then the calf muscle is right there. Let's expand on this one. So like these, and we have the knees. Pretty cool looking knees. Cute. Let's rotate, push it to the side, making sure that it faces forward. It's okay if it looks weird at first, we can always adjust. Alright, we are right there. We're getting there. Okay, next is the umbilical cord. Yes, I know, I got some comments. No, that is not a big peepee. That is the umbilical cord, and shame on you. Alright. So you got these faces, select it, reverse selection, hide. Now we get busy on shaping that up into a round shape. Alright, it looks cool, looks good enough. What does it sound like? It doesn't sound like anything, Zaid. Alright. So we push that, we adjust the loops around this to have a proper look. Alright, everything looks fantastic right now. And scale on Y0, and we extend that front because that's where the rig is going to handle things. We give it a little bit of cut loops for it. Oh no! Alright, see that's a big problem. Okay, much better. Right. Okay, that's enough for it to deform properly because he's standing on his umbilical cord, using it like a bungee jumping rope or something. That is the concept. So, yeah. Alright. Okay, now next is the mouth. Scale it a bit there. Alright. We got the shape. Okay, that's a perfect shape. Extrude. So the next step is very important in good night. Okay, let me do this thing first. I'm not comfortable with this. Scale on Y0. Scale Y0. Scale Y0. Scale Y0. Okay, scale Y0. Keeping things straight to get proper deformation out of it, especially in that kind of shape. Alright, scale Y0. Alright, back to business. So we're gonna start putting the seams in here. Let's adjust this one just a little bit. Much better, much better. We can even add a loop here too. Okay, so we mark a seam here, go all the way to here, and mark another seam, and mark a seam here. And as for the leg, I'm going to mark a seam here, and it could go from the back a seam, and then mark a seam here. I'm gonna just give it one more loop here for the foot to give it a shape. Maybe a little bit for the thigh, because we are still like we still have some leeways. We are at 508 trace, so we are good. There is no problem. Okay. We are gonna separate the arm here. We're gonna make it mark seam, and also the hand mark seam. We're gonna hide the seams away. We don't need them, those pesky seams. We never like them. Mark seam. Mark seam. And mark seam here. Mark seam. And as for the head, we're going to go all the way to the top, to here, and mark seam. Okay. We're going to apply, and we applied the mirror modifier, we smooth. I still think his arms are a bit too long, but it's okay. We are here to demonstrate how things are going to be for the texturing. Okay, so UV map, and we're going to select everything, and unwrap. Perfect. Everything went accordingly, exactly as we needed to do, and go. Just apart from one thing. We made a mistake at the foot. Just give me a second there so I can fix it. We're gonna clear the seams here. And mark seam. Okay, let's do it again. And there we go. Problem resolved. Okay, so we have the hands. Okay, these are the feet. Where is the other one? So just keep your UVs organized. It's helpful to know what you need to do and where it needs to go. This is for the umbilical cord, and the umbilical cord is here. We're going to collect this one. Grid shape. This is UV squares. It's an add-on for UV management. Very useful. If you could, get your hands on it. It's free of charge. It should be. All right. Let's. Okay. So now we're gonna add an image. Usually we use 2K resolution map. 4.8. What was that? Okay, so next step is very important. We use the multi-res modifier. The multi-resolution modifier, it helps you sculpt the details and project it straight to the mesh without going through the whole process of sculpting, retopologizing, and doing all of that stuff. So if you see here, if you get your low poly instantly, you will get all the details right there, and there is no much work into it. So I'm going to be using a brush set called the Orb Brush Set. It came from a Blizzard artist that made it for ZBrush, and it was free of charge, and he gave it to everyone, and someone converted it to Blender, and you can find that. Just look for the Orb sculpting brushes, or I can drop the link in the description. So we already have all of the landmarks. We just need to get things there, get some of the information there. and I'll show you why this brush set is useful. Let's go to matte caps. I feel more comfortable sculpting in this. This is Tushy. Tianok Tushy. Got his pecs, his neck. That's his groin area. See, that's the groin area, and that's the belly area. That's an umbilical cord. Don't get on all beepy. Shame on you. Alright, so we got the thighs sculpted in. We got the knees right there. Back of the leg. Just quickly using a crease brush here to get some results quickly and gets so we can mark all the basic shapes to get somewhere from there. Okay, in the back. He's buff. He's a strong boy. Babies are strong. They can hang using their hands the day they're born. The hour, the minute that they're born. They can hang it with their fingers like a monkey. So they're buff and strong. Okay. So get that. Alright. We got most of the details in there. Everything looking fine. Let's get to the teeth. The Tianok has 5 teeth, so in here I'm gonna reverse the use of the crease brush by pressing the control, so it will create like instead of doing this, it's gonna take it out and pinch it, taper it, so I'm gonna use that for around the teeth. Okay. Holy moly. Okay. All right. So we got some of the teeth there. We're going to use a clay strip brush here to get the eyes. He has a very, very big eyes. And then we're going to go back to the crease brush, smaller. Okay, let's have some random details in the mouth to get some shapes in there. And you can also use the clay strip brush. Okay, next is the umbilical cord. We're going to use the blob brush. And then let's turn off symmetry here. Symmetry lock, X, alright. Just give it some blobbiness. shrunk in some way. Again, we already discussed that on the Discord. Alright. Just a bit more details here and there. You can go ham. You can do whatever you want when it comes to the sculpting, as long as you get the details there and okay. And crease brush. Alright, the final step, what I like to do is that, because there's a lot of empty space around there, so I use the rock brush and here, pump up the strength a little bit, and turn off symmetry. Give it one more subdivision to have more surface, so we can start putting some details. A bit too strong, let's go down a bit, maybe to 300, yeah. So that'll give a little bit of details. Oh yeah, I forgot about one thing though. I forgot its fingers and toes. That's very, very simple to make. Alright, so we got all the necessary detail that we need. We're gonna go with the blob brush. Go for the blob. He's a very tiny, tiny creature. So we're going to give him very underdeveloped, small little tiny cute fingers. Tiny cute blobs there. Oh, did not turn on symmetry. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And his hand as well. For his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Tianak is done. Okay, that is our Tianak here. So the next step is, after we finish sculpting, we're going to go back all the way to the 0 level here and go to the camera, and we go to the bakes, and in the bake menu, we're gonna go for Ambient Occlusion and make sure to click on Bake from Multi-Res. Multi-Res, let's keep the margin 8, that's good enough. And we are gonna hit Bake. Oh, sorry, we need to select the object and hit Bake. So we're gonna wait for it to bake. Okay, it's baking here. We're gonna wait for a bit. So yeah, this is basically the process of how we make a character for Good Night. Of course, the more complex the character, the longer the process. But for a simple character like the Tianak, I remember even him taking 1 hour to finish. All right, he's about to be done here. Alright, we got his ambient occlusion all done. 10-3, okay, let's go with 10-3 because I'm recording this multiple times. So, ambient occlusion map, done. Normal map. Normal map, the cool thing is that doesn't take too long. Pop, done, finish. So, normal. And then we need a displacement map. Displacement. Alright. So after that we are gonna take all of these maps 10-3 and open it. And next step is to stack them on top of each other in a single file. Alright, so it's going to be ambient occlusion, normal, and displacement. Wait, I need to shift to the other window. Yeesh. Alright, so we stack them all on top of each other. Ambient occlusion, then normal, then displacement. So the first thing is that we're going to adjust the ambient occlusion map using a level correction to get a little bit more details out of it. No, okay. The grays are good. We got some details there. Alright. Next is the normal map. We are going to desaturate this thing with a hue and saturation correction. And we are going to go for a level correction. And clip really needs shortcuts for these things. Okay. So, we got some details here. And then this puppy right here, again, we're going to go for levels. Go darker, pushing the whites. Okay, that is good enough. Alright, so what we're going to do is that we're going to take the desaturated normal map and multiply mode on top of the ambient occlusion, and then we take the displacement and we get overlay. So we got a fair amount of details, cool looking details here and there that we can play around with. The next step is very important. We're going to flatten everything, copy, just undo to keep those maps all intact, and paste that on top. So now we have the concept here. This is the concept of the Tiana. I'm going to copy, we're going to paste. Let's resize it to stay out of the way. I just need the colors of that. Okay, that's good enough. We're going to place it here. What we need to do is that now we're going to create quick maps for the different colors. So these are the eyes, and all right, selecting all of these. So just basically separating all of those different colors that we're going to have in the texture, so we can have a little bit more control over it as we are going to take this process. And that process, you can take any kind of goodnight asset and apply that to it, and it's going to have the look. Alright, and okay, so this is the teeth, and we want also the mouth. Okay, copy, the mouth is below the teeth. And alright, so now there is this thing called gradient maps. It even exists in Photoshop and other softwares like Krita. It's basically, it changes the colors of anything from black to white, or any colors, and make it based on that gradient from dark to bright. So let's come to here and see that the brightest color that we have is this one, and sorry for that, and the darkest color that we have is the black color. Okay, so we already got some stuff going on, but it's too black and too dark and everything, so we need to add some more colors of our own. So we're going to keep on picking colors from here. And this one, a little bit pinkish hue there. Okay. Yeah, now we have some colors going on. And I don't want it to, for the dark areas, to look too black. So what we're going to do is that, because it's going to look muddy, I'm going to take the darkest colors that we had, and I'm going to try to go as close as I can to the blue and desaturate and go down. And voila. That looks perfect. Everything looking good so far. So the skin is done. Next is the teeth and the eyes. So the teeth and the eyes, and they're white, we're gonna just duplicate it and make an add, and that is about it. Or we can also take it through gradient map and just give it a little bit of yellow there, here and there. Yeah, some color variation. And we're gonna take this one to, okay, so this is how it goes to the blue. We desaturate and make it darker, and yeah, that's it. And for the mouth, again, gradient map, click on that, and the darkest we have is this one, and the brightest we have is this one, but still kind of like it lacks a little bit of detail, so we're going to start adding our own here. So this one is going to be red, and this one is going to be orange, bright orange. Okay, so you see here we have some flamey looking mouth as we wanted because he's spitting fire. Sorry. Okay, so we are almost done here. That is the Tiana. We got the diffuse map, and just a bit of tip there, you should have the darkest color that you have in here, and fill up the background with it. That'll help with the seams. Okay, so diffuse. If we save that, and a cool little bit, we're going to have an emission map. An emission map which is basically going to emit light. So we're going to turn everything off because what I want to emit is the mouth and the eyes. So I'm going to turn everything off and keep the eyes and the mouth, and I'm going to take the mouth and duplicate that. Add some glow. Oh, that's looking flamey. Alright. And blur that to look bright. Okay. Okay, this is looking good so far. Blur. Too bright, too bright. Okay, that's good. And we're going to call this emission. Alright, so this is the Tianak. Let's push him up a bit here so he can be on top of that line. I do want his head to be bigger, so let's make his head bigger. Much better. Ah, much better. I felt something was off. So we're going to add a material. Okay, wait. We need to shift software, so I'm not going to make the same mistake. Okay, so I just increased the size of the head. So it was like this, and I made him like this, and I shifted him up. So we're going to add a material to it. Tiana. Okay. And we are going to go for the texture tab, add the texture, and open, and GK attempt 3, and we have diffuse. And now we're going to go to the material tab, and we're going to have a heme light to see. It's looking okay, but I don't like how it's too shiny. It looks weird. So we're going to click the specular color to see. Now much better. Much better. So next map is the normal map. sampling. Image sampling is normal map and tangent. And we're going to activate normal map here and open the normal map. And now, if you see that, let's get a point light here, show you. In the back. See that the details, all of these details are reading now, instead of it being flat before the normal map. See that? Okay, and now the fun stuff is the emission map. We're going to click here, we're going to open, attempt 3, emission, open, and nothing's happening. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Oh, what is going on here? Nothing happened. There's the material is here. So we're going to go for emission. And look at that. So now his mouth and eyes are emitting light. So it's going to create that cool look of the Tiana. So yeah, that is about it. That's how you create the texture look of Goodnight, the workflow on how the texture maps are being made. And I hope that's going to be helpful for you when you're creating your Goodnight assets. I will handle rigging and animation after we get the details down. So yeah, that's about it. See you on the Discord. Thank you for buying Goodnight. Thank you for being part of the community, and thank you for everything that you guys are doing. You guys are super wonderful. I love each and every one of you. You guys take care and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.